Live from Los Angeles, this is Inside the Ring Boxing's official show of record. I am your host, Max Kellerman. And joining me to my right, before I say anything else, I have to do this if I don't do this right now with Devin, the whole show, it's gonna be like this.
Come on, Max.
I was wrong.
Yes, you was.
About you and Brian Norman. Okay. I'm not even gonna say my reasoning or anything like that. I just say I was wrong about that.
I'm happy that
I want to say it loudly and clearly. You tell me if this is good enough. Are you satisfied or no?
No, we need more.
I'm happy that you're leading a show like that because I didn't want you to tell me in private and then, I'm happy.
Do you remember when I said you weren't the real champ until you beat Lomachenko? And I wouldn't call you a champion until you beat Lomachenko? But what happened when you beat Lomachenko?
You tell me.
Yeah, I called you champion.
He's honorable. He is honorable.
I got to say what I think, right? Okay. Beat up Brian Norman. All right,
he said,
joining me.
He's always with the butt, though.
Right
now, you're not saying butt, so I appreciate it.
Listen, as my late great brother Sam once said, the time to criticize the fat person is not when they get back from the gym with the sweaty wristbands. That's when they're going to the gym. You got to praise them, right? You can't bring up butts when I didn't just give you a butt. You just got to say, all right, good job, right? Okay.
This is growth, though. I like
Here we go.
It's growth.
That is Devin the Dream Haney. Mm-hmm. To my left, filling in for Mike Coppinger. He's supposed to be here. I don't know where Mike. Mike is hard at work. Mike is hard at work. He just had a heart attack. Mike is hard at work. He's in Japan right now, working diligently as always, getting us the inside info. That is two-time Ring Magazine champion, the Takeover, Teofimo Lopez. And to Teo's left, returning from the physically unable to perform list, former all-decade NFL running back and future Hall of Famer, Shady McCoy.
No but, I like that.
I like that too.
And for the record, Devin, I'm like 6-0 picking these fights.
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
Not Malik Scott's not, is that what you're saying?
Oh, yeah, when Malik get back, I'm going to let him have it. It's like if he say go left, I'm going right.
It is time for the lead hook. And we start at the T-Mobile Center in Las Vegas, Nevada. Number 7 ranked pound-for-pound fighter in the world going into the fight, the Mexican monster David Benavidez, made his cruiserweight debut against champion of the division, Jai Opetaia's top contender, Zurdo Ramirez, stopping Ramirez in the 6th round. Guys, I know who he was in with. Zurdo is a good fighter. He's not a great fighter. He's a stationary fighter. Of course, Benavidez is going to beat him. But the way he beat him, the way Benavidez looked, guys, there are two things. One, I think, and Devin, I think this was the same thing with you at lightweight, sometimes a guy is kept artificially light too long, and you can't really see how good he is until he's at a more natural weight class. And two, I can't think off the top of my head of a dude that was a cruiserweight throwing punches that fast.
Yes, it was.
Of a guy with that kind of hand speed, throwing those kind of combinations, meaning extended combinations, 7, 8 punches in a row, with that kind of snap on the punches. The closest, like Meldrick Taylor would flurry like that, but they weren't hard like that. Sugar Ray Leonard would do it, but it was only the last 2 shots maybe where he was really putting mustard on the shot. But who throws them like that? Devin, what did you think of Benavidez's performance?
I think that, to go back to what you were just saying, that he's better at the bigger weights because growing up, Benavidez was a bigger guy. When he was a teenager, he was bigger. He cut down. So now that he's at those bigger weights, he's more of himself. And I thought he put on a great performance. I thought that it was the best Benavidez that I've seen. He put on a great performance. He showed speed, power, IQ, defense.
Some footwork. Yeah, he's a complete fighter.
And on his back foot. I didn't know he could fight on his back foot. I'm used to him always pushing everybody back. And I'm like, damn, he can do it all.
Hey, before the fight, Benavidez had said, hey, I'm fighting cruiserweights now. I don't need to just hunt everyone down. I can use my IQ. I can use my hand speed. I thought he did all those things. What did you think?
No, yeah, he executed it perfectly. And I think on top of that, though, with him, was that he finished Zurdo going southpaw, which was another thing that we didn't really tap into. He switched up, and just the amount of punches coming into that. I noticed certain things. People are criticizing him on some things, but I think it's just all in conjunction of the combinations he was throwing. They say that he hit with the elbow at the end.
He did.
But even then, though, I think that it wasn't intentional.
I think it was intentional. And let me tell you something.
You think so?
That's part of the inside game. I could show you training footage of Max Baer, who was heavyweight champion briefly in the 30s, right? Mm-hmm. Where he would be hitting the bag. He's practicing this now on the bag and coming back with the elbow. And if you're a crafty inside fighter, just like Evander Holyfield used to use his head, right? It's not exactly like, I'm going to hit you with this elbow. It's, My fist is going this way, and now my arm is coming this way. If your head is there, that's not my problem.
Who's this guy? You said Max.
Max Baer.
Don't know who that is, but I do know this. When I watch David the other night, dog, A+ performance. You talk about speed combinations at that size. He said he weighed in at 205. So he didn't even gain a lot of weight. That was a straight ass beating.
Right.
All I'm saying is, listen, man, I don't blame Canelo no more. I used to blame Canelo. Now I get it. I get it, Canelo. Listen, I ain't getting in the ring with him either.
He didn't even stay to see the fight.
Why would he? He knew it was about to happen.
I know this sounds funny, like you can describe certain, like I look at Moses Saitama and I'm like, boy, he has some Mike Tyson in him, but he also has some Pernell Whitaker in him. Those are kind of opposite type of fighters, right? Yeah. I look at Benavidez and I mentioned he has some Sugar Ray Leonard in him. He also has some Roberto Duran in him. Like he's kind of a guy who's looking to hurt you all the time.
And he wants to fight the best.
But he's athletic. Don't let the build fool you. He's athletically better than the other. And by the way, these are two elite athletes in boxing. What do you think of his athletic ability, Benavidez?
Yeah, I mean, he's very athletic. Man, like I said, it's just the best Benavidez that I've seen. He showcased everything. And to the elbow thing, I don't know. It's a fight. Things happen in the fight. I don't think they intentionally did it. But who knows? It is a fight, and things happen like that.
I'm saying when you throw an elbow like that, what I'm saying is it makes you harder to beat, not easier. Like, whether it's intentional or not, he's a rough customer in there, Teo.
Going to the body, going to the head, picking his shots. He rested in 1 round and then finished it towards the end, 6 rounds. That's all it took for him to finish.
It looks so easy. Like, you look at the hand speed and the combinations. I mean, we could talk about the elbow and all that, but it's a lot of fist to face.
Let me say this. I'm trying to think now. Let me phrase it this way and see what you guys think, because you're both very fast, twitchy fighters, right? Yeah. I'm thinking about proportional to the weight division, right? So you think about the fastest combination punchers who ever lived in boxing. Heavyweight, you could think about Muhammad Ali or Mike Tyson, right?
Okay.
They could throw 4, 5, 6 punches literally in under a second, right? You think about Sugar Ray Leonard, Meldrick Taylor. I think that Benavidez, as a cruiserweight, is throwing. He's in the conversation for fastest combination puncher of all time.
I agree as well.
Yep.
It's insane.
And that's just what makes him so dangerous, because we don't see that. We don't see that in the cruiserweight division.
Cruiserweight.
So it's just like, that's why I think that he could go up to heavyweight. I know that he can go up to heavyweight and cause trouble, because you don't see heavyweights with that kind of speed, with that kind of combinations.
Yeah, let's table that for 1 second, because we're about to get into that. And let me just say, cruiserweight in the old days, for people who don't know, was a heavyweight. It's a 200-pounder. Right. Back in the days where you hear these legendary names, Jack Dempsey, Rocky Marciano, Joe Louis, these are all 200 pounds and under.
Yeah.
200 pounds, that's Benavidez's size. After the fight, here's what the Mexican monster said about who he wants next.
What he say?
I want to give the fans what they want to see. I've seen Canelo in the building. Hey, let me just ask the fans this. Do you guys want to see Canelo versus David Benavidez? Enough said. That means that we can't leave that fight on the table. You know what I mean? Whatever. I have respect for Canelo. He's a great champion, but I'm a great champion too. Let's do it.
Do you believe it's realistic?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
You've been through this many times.
I mean, I'm still champion at 175. I'm champion at 200 and 175. So they want to come get it at 175. Let's get it at 175.
And if not him, how about Bivol?
Yeah, Bivol's the number 1 on my hit list. You know, Bivol is a great competitor, great champion. But I'm a great champion too. I just want to test myself every single fight.
All right, we know a fight with Canelo is not going to happen, guys. Canelo's not crazy. They're too far apart in weight at this point anyway. I do criticize Canelo when Benavidez is in there 2-3 years in your division. He's clearly your number 1 contender, and you don't fight him, that's a duck. But I see Benavidez is a big guy.
We talking about heavyweights eventually.
And that's maybe why Canelo waited until now, right, to say to talk Benavidez. But after the fight, cruiserweight kingpin Jai Opetaia tweeted, "Enjoy your victory, champ. See you soon."
Ooh, okay.
Now, there's been plenty of talk over the past year of Benavidez fighting Beterbiev or Bivol guys, right, at light heavy. But now that he's at cruiserweight, what does Benavidez and Opetaia look like? What does that look like, Teo?
I see it as like an undisputed title, and if with the whole conjunction of Zuffa belt and everything like that, why not? I mean, we had that kind of similarity when it came to Canelo and Crawford, right? And I felt like this is another great time. I think we should wait on this. Let David Benavidez aim for Noel for the WBC, who just beat Badou Jack, and then we go from there.
cares about the other belts? Like, first of all, Opetaia is the Ring Magazine champ. He got the Zuffa belt.
But
That's true.
that,
He's considered the cruiserweight champ, and clearly Benavidez is now the man, the name in the division. I think, Devin, that Benavidez would be favored to beat anyone in the division, probably the betting favorite, including Opetaia.
100%. I think he would definitely have to be. I think, like I said, this is something we've never seen in the cruiserweight division. So I like Jai. I think that he's a good fighter, but I think that Benavidez is just a great fighter.
Do you think that that's a competitive fight? Do you think it goes a lot of rounds? Do you think it's a fight of the year type of fight?
Yeah, I think that it's a very competitive fight because, Jai, he has speed, he has power, he has experience, and he's been at the weight. Yep. But like I said, I just think that Benavidez is levels above him.
It's probably too much, though. I think Benavidez is probably too much for Jai. Jai is nice, though, right? And as he said on the tweet, puff, puff, pass, he wants to smoke. Only thing is the smoke you ask him for, it's a lot. You talk about size, you talk about speed, combinations, you talk about power. But you talk about confidence.
You hear
strength.
David, though, and he talks about Zuffa, and he talks about the whole situation there on crossing platforms and everything. Is there any part of that where it gives it a little bit of difficult way of making the fight happen?
I think when there's enough money there in a fight, people are interested enough, fights get made. But I want to say something about Benavidez, who I still think is one of the most ducked fighters ever in boxing. And why? He's had a lot of big fights. Because I don't care what alphabet you have. To me, there's one champ. When you were an alphabet champ, I told you, you got mad at me because I didn't call you champion because you had a belt. Then you became champion. Yeah. You became an actual champion.
I even
That's
called
different.
him email champion.
You were. I never called you email champion. I never called you email champion. But you were an actual.
He made email champ.
Two-division champion. KO beat Lomachenko. You beat the champion in two divisions. Benavidez, by my lights, the way I figure things, has never actually been the champion of a division. Not his fault. Canelo never gave him a shot. So far, neither Bivol gave him a shot, nor Beterbiev, when he was a champ, gave him a shot. Opetaia is a champion who is sitting there going, I want to fight you, right? Look, the fact that no one's fought Benavidez, you understand. And I know he just beat Zurdo Ramirez and there were belts on the line. Right. The actual champion of the division is different. Let's say the most likely scenario is he goes back down to light heavy and he fights Bivol, who right now is the light heavyweight champion of the world. Right. How do you see that fight going at light heavy?
I don't know. I mean, I don't love that for him because we've seen guys like Roy Jones go up in weight, and then come back down, and they just aren't the same. I think he was already killing himself to make the weight. I've seen him do the weight cuts. I think that those weight cuts are brutal on him. I think that he's at cruiserweight. This is where we've seen the best of him. I think he should stay up there.
Guys, I agree, and I'll tell you something else. Where are you with this?
Me? I like it. I like the fight.
You like him going back down?
I think.
Or do you want Bivol to come up?
I think Bivol, no. Go back down if he likes to. He could use it. I mean, he's champion in both weight divisions. Well, title holder.
Title holder. There you go. Yeah, Teo. That's right.
He converted him.
See, people like you especially should not be calling the title holders champions, because think of how hard it was. You actually had to be the champion of the whole wide world. It's different. It's different. The guys who need to call themselves champions who just grab a belt are the dudes who aren't good enough or didn't have the opportunity to even fight those fights. Anyway.
It hits different, and I feel like with Bivol, I think he's the only one that'll possibly give David Benavidez a little bit of run for his money.
Who do you like in the fight?
Moving all that?
Because of the movement, I think that Benavidez really capitalizes when you're right there with him. Yeah. And I think Bivol doesn't give you that kind of momentum. So
I think it's going to be a high-volume fight if it happens. Bivol throws a lot of punches. Benavidez throws a lot to punches.
So many options.
I think that it's a great fight.
So I'm really with Devin on this, Shady, because I think that if you go back down and you have to drain yourself to get to the weight, and you're fighting a guy as good as Bivol who's not going to be there for you to hit, that's a bad matchup for Benavidez because of the weight drain.
But real quick, I mean, I'm listening. You guys box, right? So I get it. But
you tackle.
Oh, I'm sorry, I box too.
No.
But real quick, like, if he's been doing it for so long, though, have you ever heard how he talks, right? He's been like cutting weight for so long, and then he finally goes up. I think he can do it. He can adjust.
Now your body's like, oh man.
But I'm just saying, I mean, I get that. But all I'm saying is when I watch
Could you go back down to lightweight? Now that you're welter?
I'd have to cut off an arm or a leg or something like
that. But hold up.
Those weight cuts,
I get that.
They take a lot out of you.
As I watch the chain, I watch your watch, and the money's there, right? And hey, Devin, look, one more time, dog. We might need you to cut that weight. I can see you on Dollar Bill talking about
honestly, I don't think I could do it. I don't think I couldn't do it and be 100%.
How about this though, real quick? He's already had enough like fights to build Devin Haney up. Where David Benavidez, we know how great he is, but he's finally getting his just due. On his other guys, if you tell him, look, Bivol wants to fight you, Bivol's probably higher on the pound for pound list, right?
I don't know anymore. We're going to reveal it soon. I don't know what the pound for pound.
Right,
we're going to
what I'm
reveal.
saying is a good
the
fight
Ring
like that,
Magazine
he would do
reveal
it.
of the new pound for pound rankings, and these guys might be interested in those rankings, and so might you. Are coming up on this show in a little while. Yeah, so I don't know about the pound for pound. How about this though?
That's a fight that you want.
How about I'll tell you a fight I'd rather see than him and Bivol.
Who's
Okay,
that?
and maybe even him and Opetaia. It could be a catch weight because I agree. I don't want to see him move down. Better Biev.
That's a good fight too.
Benavidez and Better Biev is the best
that's a good
action
fight.
fight you could even
That's a good
think
fight.
of.
That's a
good
That
fight.
that fight might be too brutal to make. That might be like that fight is too dangerous to make.
fight.
They're both
I
too
agree.
dangerous.
Yeah, Arthur
Oh
ain't
my
nothing to play with.
God.
Arthur ain't nothing to play. But either him or Bivol. Like they would take them two before he fights Ja, correct?
I don't know, man. I'm with Devin, man. You're already at cruiserweight.
I mean, I'm telling you, I think it would take a lot out of him trying to cut that weight back down.
So our Mike Coppinger, our very own Mike Coppinger, is reporting that His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh wants to make David Benavidez not versus Opetaia, not to go down and fight one of the light heavies, but Alexander Usyk for the heavyweight championship in 2027. Turki Al-Sheikh is, of course, right again. Like when he was tweeting out after Moses Atama had a blowout win, he was tweeting out, hey, him and Usyk, oh, it's too soon. Everyone stop. Of course, that's what you're really thinking about. And after that performance by Benavidez,
Yes.
should Benavidez, beat Opetaia, or even if he just moves up to heavyweight, Usyk is beating these giants, these behemoths, where he can see the punches coming, where he has a speed advantage.
And he's always faster.
He's always faster. What about a dude like this?
I think that it's a good fight because Usyk is not a big heavyweight.
Nope.
He's a guy who's at cruiserweight who went up to heavyweight. He's not the biggest. He's not beating guys, by just overpowering them. He's beating them by skill.
Right.
So I think that this is a great fight because it's skill versus skill, and with David would be his more natural self.
And
point.
Benavidez,
That's a great
Teo, would have the faster hands.
Yes.
Who do you like in that one? Could Benavidez challenging Usyk for the heavyweight championship of the world as soon as next year? Who do you like?
Man, I think the fans are going to win on that one for sure. But I got to say, the way Benavidez is looking, I think that got to lean towards him.
He could do, think about, hold on. Wait, what did I just hear? Think about what we just said on this show. Guys, it's with the caveat that he had the right guy in front of him, right? Zurdo at cruiserweight. But I have said so far in this show that Benavidez has to be in the conversation, considering he did it at 200 pounds, for fastest combination puncher of all time. Devin is saying that's a hell of a fight, him and Usyk. Teo just came out and said he'd lean Benavidez against the heavyweight champ.
And also, Usyk is turning 40 next year?
Yeah, he's
That
38.
matter.
No,
Okay,
maybe 30.
38,
Yeah.
39, 40, that's close. That's 40 years old, that matters. And the speed thing, Usyk's always fighting guys he's faster than, quicker than. Now, it's not gonna be like that. I gotta go with David.
Only thing about Usyk, though, people he is a small
He
heavyweight.
adjusts, though. He
But
does
small
adjust.
heavyweight today means you're 6'2.5", 230. Yeah, that's a small heavyweight.
Yeah.
That's like bigger than George Foreman in his prime. That's actually a big dude. Benavidez would come into that fight, 205, 210?
210 probably.
Something like that. He would be giving up size.
What about the now one thing we're not giving credit to Usyk is he adjusts. I watched he was getting his tail whooped against Ferry.
Yep.
Second part of that fight, he turned it around. He started adjusting. Are we not giving him enough credit for adjusting in the fight in IQ?
I'm with you. That's why I don't know if I take Benavidez in that fight, but
That's why I can't take Benavidez because I just think that he's arguably pound for pound number one, the best fighter in the world, Usyk, and he's shown different styles of how he beats guys, and he is that weight. He is the heavyweight champ, so he is the man at that. So I don't know. It's just hard for me to say.
I think his range of punches, though, Usyk, is just too long in the sense of the way Benavidez just throws his combinations. They're all short, they're nice, and they're sharp and crispy. Going up to that weight,
for sure.
It's
he's a big dude.
Yeah.
if you look at history to try to find a parallel, Holyfield and Usyk, two most dominant cruisers ever. Holyfield moved up to heavyweight and used to get criticism for two fights. Two different fighters he fought who gave him a lot of problems at heavyweight because they weren't big guys. Burt Cooper, smoking Burt Cooper, gave him a hell of a fight. and Michael Moorer, who beat him one fight. But what people don't realize is he was supposed to fight those dudes at cruiserweight. They were all around the same size, and he had more trouble with them than with some bigger heavyweights because they presented a different kind of style for him. Maybe that's the same Benavidez and Usyk.
So what is it, 20 pounds difference, you think? Like 210, 235? What's Usyk, like 235, 230?
230, I said 20 pounds, right? Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
So Benavidez can fight at what, 210, right?
I mean, look.
He balloons up, though.
We've seen a lot of heavyweights give up weight and win fights.
Yeah, I don't see no definition on him. I see a lot of ass whooping though. You know what I'm saying? That gut be working, but he be.
We've had some of the worst physique
him,
best
dog.
fighters ever in recent years. Tyson Fury, David Benavidez, right? They don't look like you two, but man, they can fight.
They can fight.
Yeah. All right, for those watching on YouTube, head over to DAZN to catch the rest of the show. And yes, we just went over how the Mexican monster broke his opponents. Actually, I didn't even mention this, but he broke Zurdo's orbital bone.
He broke a lot
on the way
that
to
night.
winning a big all-Mexican heritage fight over the weekend. Next, we're going to go over how another monster, Naoya Inoue, broke his opponent's orbital bone on his way to, just like Benavidez, using his speed to winning the biggest all-Japanese showdown in boxing history. That's coming right up. This is Inside the Ring.
No way.